I'm Dylan, and welcome to Twisted Wrench Garage.
What's up, guys, and thanks for joining me on another episode of Twisted Wrench Garage. This week we're going to be working on a 1966 Dodge Dart 4-door with a 225 slant 6 and a 3-speed automatic transmission. I want to say it's probably going to be the 727. These old slant 6s are supposed to be really reliable and last basically forever. So we're going to put that to the test. We're going to see if this old girl can fire up again. See if a feller can, get it running, maybe get it moving under its own power again. Just with what we got here, and try to do it with as little as parts as possible. So let me get you guys flipped around here. Let's take a look at this old girl. All right. Got some nice chrome on it. Grill is really good shape. Whole body panels, all of them look good. Good fenders. I mean, this car is straight. Really clean. Got the old mud diggers on the back. I did try to get the trunk open. I was gonna pull the trunk open and see what we could find back there, but couldn't get it open. See if I can get you guys a good view of the back of this. But all the lights, really good shape. The chrome is in really good shape. All the trim seems like it's really nice. New Mexico State University, and then it's got Colorado over there. So it looks like this car's been to a few places. Let's get into the interior here. Alright. Bench seat, been used. Definitely wore out. Floors. And you can hear a little looseness in there. So it could probably use a little bit of work. Got a fuel pump sitting there. I wonder if we got a fuel pump on the motor. Door panels, we've seen some better days. Definitely a little wore out, but I mean, all the trims there, all the handles, armrests, same thing over there. Although I really like the fact that they painted all this stuff the same color as the body. All the gauges are there, factory radio. We'll have to see if that works when we get a battery in it. Looks like, yeah, this was just a heat and vent only car, no AC. Let's get into the back. Again, still all the pieces are here. Remember when they used to put ashtrays in the back for the smokers? The back bench seat actually looks pretty decent. A little worn. Been sitting for a minute. Check the floor. A little more solid back here. But well, that's what she looks like on the inside. Let's get underneath the engine bay. Let's take a look at that engine. All right, there she is. That old school slant 6 225. Looks like it's all complete. We've got our distributor cap all there. All of our wires seem to be there. Everything seems to be in good shape. I don't see any like chew marks or nothing. This looks like it's had a little bit of a better day. Let's take a look at the coolant here. And she's dry. Might have to add a little of that. But it does look like everything is there. Pretty sure this battery is dead, so we'll have to get another battery in here so we can crank it over. I'll have to pull this cap off to check the brakes. It's got a little bolt there, so we'll check that here in a little bit. The battery hold down. That looks like that is for the washer. Well, yeah, I mean, this is all complete, guys. This is all there. Take a look at this. Certified, vehicle certified. Do not remove, for dealer use only. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that. But yeah, let's get you guys in a spot. Let's start taking some of this stuff apart and seeing what we can get going. So first things first, let's get this. I'll go ahead and get this breather off. Set that aside. Got plenty of shelf room over here. Take a look here. Oh, that's frozen. So let me grab the try some of this PB Blast. See if we can't get some of this freed up here. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the linkages down there on the transmission. Spray all that. The choke moves, but the throttle does not. So that's gonna probably gonna take a minute to get unstuck. So let's let that sit. Let's get this fuel line off of this carb. That way I know it's already taken care of. And it is solid as a rock too. I did check some paperwork on the inside, and this thing actually has the factory service manual and some other booklet for some sort of collision coverage that I guess they had back in the day. Yeah, this fuel line is like a rock. There we go. Alright. Set that aside. See if we can get this other piece of hose off. Alright. Yeah. See all those cracks? So now that we got that unhooked, if we do get it cranked over, it's not going to pump the carburetor full of old bad gas out of the tank, just in case. Just working it all. That is so stuck. Okay. Well, like I said, the choke moves. That's moving real nice. See if I can get that unfroze over here. Looks like oh yeah, she is frozen. May have to even pull this carburetor off. Gotta be careful, I don't want to break nothing. Can't really see if it's moving in there. It is stuck. This rod, can I get this rod out of here? Not breaking anything? No. Most definitely this is going to be leaking out of that shaft right there. I can already tell. Because the shaft's only supposed to have so much movement, and there's a little bushing on either side to keep it from leaking vacuum out of it. I can guarantee you this one's going to leak. And then we're going to end up having to pull this carburetor off. So I guess we can leave it be for now. Let's let that soak for a while. We can try to get it free at some point. Let's get over there and pull that cap and rotor off. Very tight fit down here. This is going to have a points ignition system on it too, so we're going to take a look at all this, make sure it's not all corroded. Yeah. Looking at the bug, you can kind of see some blackness there. don't know if you guys can see down inside there, but there is some black darkness inside there as well. So I'm not going to go ahead and replace these. I'm just actually going to take some sandpaper and clean some of this up. And we also want to clean our points up down there. So we'll need to take some sandpaper and get down in there too. Look at that. We got a piece right here. Definitely has some burn marks. I'm getting there. Still got some dark spots on them, so I just want to make sure I'm getting a good enough spark to get this old girl fired up. Alright, let's clean up the bug and clean up that tip. Luckily, this this car didn't have a big old nest in it. I know Big Blue had a big old nest in it. My Ramona, it had a decent sized nest in it. Marshmallow didn't have a big nest in her though. The nest on that one was inside the cab on the gauge cluster, and somehow they got inside the gauge cluster and made a little nest. But there you go, you guys can see, got a little cleaned up. Just good enough. Just gonna go ahead and take my sandpaper down here to my points. You guys probably can't see it, but just gonna take it down here to the points, and I'm gonna open them up. Put my sandpaper in between and just give it a little cleaning. And then we're gonna do, as I watch Puddin's Fab Shop and Mortsky Repair, we're gonna do the Mortsky flick, as he calls it. Okay. So let me see if I can get a battery hooked up on this thing, and we will check this girl for spark. All right, let's go ahead and pull out one of these spark plugs. This is one of the easier ones to get to. I'm gonna pull this out and see what it's gonna tell me. I also need to see if this thing's gonna rotate too, because we don't even know if that's gonna be a thing. So it looks like she was running a little on the rich side. That's what that black means. If it was white, it would mean that it's running a little lean, so it's running a little rich. But other than that, it looks like it'll be all right. We do need to see if we can get this thing to spin over. Matter of fact, let me pop that back out, and I'm gonna spray some PB Blast down in there, just to help lubricate the cylinders a little bit. So it's over there. Let me go snag it. See if I can do the aim here. I don't know if I can without the straw. Alright, that's probably good enough for now. I just want something in there to lubricate those cylinders, because it's been sitting a long time. Those piston rings are probably seized, and we want to get those freed up because we don't want to break them. So we'll get that plugged back in, and I'll probably go ahead and go through and do that same thing to all the rest of these. Alright, so here's that one. Put that plug wire back on so we don't mess with our firing order. Let's pull that front one off, see what that tells us. It's probably going to tell us the same thing, but I can't use this extension in here. Can I get in there like this? No? I'm going to need a short extension. You'll see if I can find a little shorter one. Alright, I know this battery has a small charge to it, but it's not a real good charge. So I'll probably throw this one on the battery charger. I got this one from the other day. You guys probably remember this one from that white and blue long bed that I was working on. This one's even got a go handle on it too. So let's get that out of here. And let's see if we can get this one on. I'm not quite sure how much of a charge I got on this. It's been charging for an hour or so, 2 hours maybe. So, and there is no crank pulley bolt on this, so I can't try to turn it by hand. I did put some pressure on the fan belt and tried to rotate the fan, and I couldn't get it rotated over that way either. But let me hop in there. Let me see if this battery has got enough juice to just kind of turn this old girl over. All right, that's a good sign. We got it to turn over. It just doesn't have a real good charge on it. I may flip the car over and hook some battery cables up to it. But let me turn my key on. Let's check for spark over here. All right, key is on. Right now I'm just trying to open and close that. Ooh. We definitely got juice down there. And I can hear it working. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this cap on. Let me go turn that key off. All right, let me get this cap on here. It's only gonna go on the one way, so. Just like that. There's one clip. And there's two. All right, we're back on. We just need to get a little fire happener to go inside that carburetor and make sure we got a good enough charge to crank it, and we should be good to test fire this old girl. So let me go grab some gas. Let me see if I got a set of jumper cables I can flip my car around and hook this old girl up. So I'll be right back. As you guys can tell, we got the carburetor all freed up. I just sprayed it with that looby dooby and let it sit, and I just took a pair of pliers and just slowly worked it back and forth until it came free. So we'll keep working on it. I got my car hooked up to it. Let's see if we can get it to crank over and spitter or sputter or something. All right, we're able to crank it. Let me let it sit and charge just a little bit off my car, and then we'll try it again. All right, it's been sitting for a minute charging. Gonna throw a little bit of hot sauce down here. Come on now. A little bit of hot sauce. She just ain't liking it. Let me see if I can get that held open there. I'm a screwdriver. don't think we're getting enough rotation out of it. I guess I'll just let it sit for a little longer. All right, as you guys can tell, we had to get back into that distributor. We weren't getting any spark, and I believe that's going to be because our points are shot. I tried cleaning them up, but I don't know if you guys can see there. Pretty sure there's supposed to be some pads on there. Those are completely missing. But I went ahead and went up to O'Reilly to see if they had a set of points in stock for this old girl, and unfortunately they didn't have them in stock, and it's going to have to be ordered. So I think we're going to have to come back to this old girl tomorrow to get back to work on this, see if we can get it fired up. All right, guys, we're back out here working on this 66 Dart again. Went up to the parts house, was able to pick up those points. I went ahead and slapped those in, put it all back together. Throw some gas down this carburetor, see if we can get it to pop off. Try to get a little gas down it real quick. I may have to hook up a temporary fuel tank. I'm running low on gas. Oh, too much. Perfect. Should fire. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think with a good fuel system or a temporary tank, we should be able to get this thing fired up. Come on, let's get some more in there. It'd be nice if I could fill up that bowl, but well, I got that gas man. Might be out. Might have to go get some more. Oh, there's a little more. She's not cranking very fast. I let this battery charge overnight. I mean, it is rotating the engine. I just don't think this starter's very happy since it's been sitting so long. So let me see if I can go grab a hammer or something. I'll give that a couple taps and see if it'll help free it up, make it spin a little faster. All right. So it's a big change from yesterday to today. I went and got the battery charger. We're gonna hook that up to the battery. See if we can get it to crank a little more. What I'm doing now is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this fuel pump from the tank, because we did hear it pop off a couple of times, and we don't want to really fill that carburetor or this pump up with a bunch of old gas. We're going to hope that this pump is still good. So I got to get this line off of here so we can get a new one to it. That is hard as a rock. It's just tearing rather than pulling off. So at least that's off. I just need to hook up another hose. Need to get this chunk off. Yeah, it's just breaking apart in pieces. It's been on there for a minute, but we got that off. And one thing we may need to do is feed just a little bit of gas down into this pump to try to moisten the little flapper in there so it'll actually do the gas pumping things. So got another piece of hose here. Let me pull that hose clamp off of there so I can reuse it. So we'll put that on there. Get our hose clamp on there, get that tightened. Very well possible we may have to change this pump. Man, it's chilly today. It was so nice yesterday. It dropped 20 something degrees last night, and it's like 40 something degrees today. Super chilly. Okay. All right, so we got that hooked up. Little tank here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to shove it down anywhere. I might have to do it out here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably gonna stay out here for now. I just have to zip tie it to the grill, so I guess let me do that. This is just for as a temporary tank. Alright. That's good enough for now. Need cutters. Alright, cut this to length. We're going to shove that down in this tank here. Okay. And that'll be our fuel system for right now. So I still need to hook up the carburetor to the pump. And I'll do that here in just a second. So that's good. Got a little older filter here. This should work. One of the little hose clamps came off of it. Let's see if I can pop this off. Which one is it? Which way is in? That's the end there. Alright, so take this hose clamp off here. And we'll replace this hose as well. This is an older filter, but I just blew through it and it seems clear enough to work, so we'll run it. It's what we got. That hose off. Turn you guys around here. Alright, we're gonna need a hose to go from there down in between. So put that there. cut some length off of here. There's one end. Where'd that other fuel filter go? No, that was the one that this is the one I was going to use. I don't know why I put that one on. Darn it. All right, this was the old one, and it is clear, but I want to go ahead and put this one on. That way I can see it pumping if it's going to pump. So we need to clamp on that side. Clamp on that side. Just use one of these squishy clamps. That went flying. Just get this on there without shooting it far away again. Tighten up this end. Flathead. All right. I think that's good. Let's see about putting some gas in this here. That'll probably suffice. So, don't want that getting lost. All right, well, that's all hooked up. We got our temporary fuel tank hooked up. Hopefully that fuel pump's good. Let me get this charger plugged into the battery. Positive and negative. All right, got it set to kill mode. I'm gonna move you guys over here to this fuel pump, fuel filter area. You guys can keep an eye on that fuel filter right there for me and let me know if we start to get gas. That engine is not turning very fast. The starter enjoyed that little tapping, but I'm not sure if it made that big of a difference. Okay. Ooh, that's warm. Oh, well, that's nice and loose. So is that. Let me take a look at that. All right, I went ahead and put some fuel down this end line going to the pump. Just try to wet the whistle of that pump down there. Hopefully that'll help. I'm not getting anything out of the out of it yet. So I've got a screwdriver in the choke holding that open. I'm gonna see if I can get it cranked over some more. Oh, we finally got fuel. We finally got fuel at the car, but from what I can tell, that is stuck. So, see if I can get the float unstuck. Put that back down in there. Try again. That starter's not having it. I feel like I'm still puking out fuel somewhere. I mean, is it coming out of the fuel filter or the carb? I see it. Gonna need to get a real hose clamp for that, so let me go grab that and I'll be right back. I went ahead and put a new hose clamp on that, so hopefully that should take care of our leak. Let's go give her another try. Well guys, that starter is not liking it, so went into the shop, grabbed one that I had sitting on the shelf. I'm gonna throw that on here, see if that helps this crank over a little bit faster. And I think I'm also going to go ahead and pull each plug individually. I'm gonna take a wire brush to it and kind of clean it up a little bit. That way I can make sure that we're getting good spark at the spark plug. I don't really feel like putting a set of plugs in this because that's expensive. So let's get you into place and we'll get to pulling this starter out. Well, that's not one to come very easy, so let's get some looseness sauce on here. Go ahead and spray it out of the starter bolts too, I might as well. Got it in my hand. See if we can get this positive wire off. I do have the battery already disconnected. I think that's just gonna break off. Nope, there it went. Get that off. There's our positive wire. There went a washer. Looks like I'm gonna need a little small wrench. Yep. Old trusty pliers. There we go. Got that free. Let's get that off. That's our signal wire. So now, all I gotta do is pull off these 2 bolts down there. Let's see. 5/8. Yep. All right. Oh, come on. No extension, huh? You let me have it. Man, that won't even go on there. I guess I'm gonna have to use a wrench. Dang it. That has been on there a minute. There we go. Got it broke free. That starter should be free now, so I should just be able to pull it out of there. This 80-pound hunk of thing. Come on now. What's going on? There we go. Oh. And there's that starter out and ready to get the other one installed. And here's our donor. All right, I guess since we got the starter in, before I pull those plugs out and clean them, I guess real quick, let's check, make sure the starter works, make sure we didn't just install it for no reason. So I got the battery re-hooked back up. Let me go turn the key. All right. That sounds way better. So let me go ahead and get those spark plugs taken care of, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, guys, I got all the plugs wired, brushed as best I can. New starter or used starter is in. Let's give it a couple pumps. Let's try it real quick. I may need to hook it up to a battery charger again. I'm not sure this battery is very good and holding very good charge, so we'll see how this goes. Definitely getting gas in there, so I don't want to pump it anymore. Oh, it fired up! Alright, so it's leaking a lot of fuel out of the bottom of the carburetor. So I don't know that we're getting a bunch of gas, or we're getting a lot of gas actually into the engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this carburetor off so we can take her apart and look at her, see what's going on, because we're getting gas, we're getting spark, we're just not getting it past this point right. So I think it's mostly in this carburetor. Get these 2 little nuts popped off and we'll figure out why this thing is leaking. This one over here was actually really loose, so that may have been our culprit right there. But let's go ahead and take a look at it anyways. Gotta get that choke lever off. There we go. Don't want to lose that clip. Those are kind of a pain to find. Alright guys, so I got the carburetor pulled off. I was just doing some inspecting, left some gas in the car in the bowl just to kind of operate it, and I found there's a little hole right here that it's leaking out of whenever you pump it. So that's telling me on this Holly that that accelerator pump is giving out and it's got a cut in it or something, and they leak out of a little hole right here when that happens. So let's see if I can just pull off this bowl by itself and see if we can just maybe just see about putting a accelerator pump in it. Plus this will give us a good view of the inside of the bowl, kind of see what it looks like. So we got 4 Phillips that holds this bowl on. See if we can get this off without breaking the gasket. Well, it's not gonna come free easily. I just don't want to break the gasket. I think it's breaking. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to take a second here to. Okay, got that side free. I mean, then more than likely this gas is gonna need changed. I don't know if we can get a kit for it real quick, like, but yeah, it's just tearing. Just tore. Doesn't appear to be super dirty though. But it is leaking from our accelerator pump. I've never actually been into one of these Hollies before. Okay, well, I guess I gotta dig deeper. Oh, this has a little clip on it. A little clip. So I'm gonna need to go get some needle nose to get that out. And I grabbed like the worst pliers ever. That doesn't close at all. Alright, now that we got a good set of pliers, grab that off of there. Our float should lift off. Alright. I mean, I thought it would. In the heck? Why is it not wanting to come off of there? Oh, that's why. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna need to take this off, so we'll go grab something else for that. All right, got that needle and seat out. Got the float out. Looks like we got some screws to remove here. Some flatheads. Looks like I can see a jet there. This is definitely different for me because I've never actually, like I said, I've never been into one of these. So we're just gonna keep going. Two flatheads go in the middle of this plate, and then the Phillips go on the outside. Those are smaller too. This top one didn't have a washer. And there's our accelerator pump set up. Oh yeah. That is shot. Interesting, they put it all the way down inside there like that. So let me take some time and get this out of here. And I'll show you, bring it back and show you guys. All right, I got that accelerator pump out and it is shot. Look at that. I mean, it was just letting gas get by it. And that's why our accelerator pump was leaking really bad and not working. So let me call the parts house. Let me see if we have a accelerator pump gasket, or accelerator pump gasket, or accelerator pump with the gasket. This is a whole piece. See if I can get that at the hardware store, the parts store. But we'll see what I can find out. Well, looks like I've gone as far as I can go today. Carb kit, have to order it. AutoZone, they can't get it till like next Friday, and O'Reilly's, they say they can get it tomorrow at 8 a.m. So looks like I'm gonna have to stop by there and pick it up tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I can pick up some carb cleaner while I'm out there. And then we can get this all slapped back together. So I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, so we're back out here working on that Dart again. Stopped by the parts house and picked up the rebuild kit for the carburetor. I also picked up just one can of brake parts cleaner, carb cleaner. I'm just gonna use that. We're just gonna kind of do a backyard rebuild on this old girl. Nothing fancy, not gonna dip it or anything. Just gonna spray through ports and replace gaskets and such. So I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, yesterday I went ahead and kind of loosely put it back together. That way it was all the parts are there. Go ahead and pull it back apart, and then I will start getting it rebuilt. All right, I'm just finishing up putting the bowl on. I got new needle and seat, got the new accelerator pump installed. I also installed the new, whatever this is, I don't even know what that is, but it came with that and I had to replace that as well. Spray through all the holes in the carburetor, just make sure they were all clear. Kind of cleaned up the outside a little bit, but we're just going to kind of send it from here. So replacing some clips that I found inside the box, that way we know those don't break later on. Probably should pull this out and replace that now that I'm thinking about it. I see it, I think, right here. Yep. I think I'll go ahead and do that too. So let me go ahead and finish tackling this carb, and I'll bring you guys back when we got it back on the car. Okay, so we got the carburetor on. I went ahead and saved you guys the pleasure of having me listen to me crank it for a minute to get the float to fill. Let's go ahead and give her another try with a fresh rebuild on the carburetor, and let's see what she does. Really wanted to fire up just then. Let me hook up some jumper cables to this. All right, I took some time and cleaned the plugs again. They were all foul. They were covered in gas. Again, this thing was running too rich before, so I went ahead and readjusted that carburetor screw. Did a base tune of just 2 turns on that. Like I said, I've been letting it charge for a minute, so let's give it another shot. All right, we had a float that was not adjusted properly, so we got that adjusted real quick. Just like that, she fired right up. That sounds good. I don't have there's not a lot of water in it right now, so I don't want to get it too warm. But man, it's sitting here idling. Burn like a kitten. That's pretty awesome. Look at that, guys. Sitting 25 years. I checked the paperwork inside, and she's been sitting since 1998. Just like that, just a few other parts. Throw a U-starter on it, got a new set of points on it. Rebuilt that carburetor. She is running good. But I think that's going to call it for this particular video of Twisted Wrench Garage. I do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching and hanging out with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll check you guys out on the next video.